Part 1. The Silent Threat. A portrait of the man who wants for nothing. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Epictetus. This ancient maxim, like a flint polished, smooth yet razor-sharp by the river of time, strikes a glaring and sober spark in our modern age of information overload and rampant desire. It is more than a philosophical quote. It is a key that unlocks the central enigma we will explore today. Why is the person who wants for nothing the most dangerous being in the world? Let us begin by painting a vivid picture in our minds. Imagine a man seated on a bench in the heart of a bustling metropolis, perhaps Central Park. He is not the figure we've grown accustomed to seeing on social media. There is no meticulously crafted pose, no contrived sense of ease for the camera, and certainly no finger feverishly swiping across a screen in pursuit of the next dopamine hit. He simply sits. His gaze might rest on the shimmering surface of a distant lake, or perhaps it follows the slow, deliberate crawl of an unknown beetle at his feet. Or maybe he is not looking at anything at all, but merely feeling the touch of the breeze on his cheek, listening to the distant laughter of children and the muffled hum of the city. He forms an absolute point of stillness, a serene singularity within this dynamic tableau. He is not waiting for something, nor is he escaping from something. He simply is fully and completely present in the moment. His breath is steady, and a faint, almost imperceptible smile plays on his lips, a smile not meant to please anyone. This state, let us call it inner wholeness. Now, let us pull the camera back to observe the world spinning around him. Countless individuals whirl like tightly wound tops on their respective tracks. A white-collar professional in a sharp suit scurries to the next meeting that will define his future while simultaneously replying to an endless stream of emails. A young entrepreneur holds forth in a cafe, pontificating on valuations, market trends, and disruption. His voice a cocktail of aspirational hunger and the fear of being left behind. A glamorous influencer parades her latest luxury purchase or cosmetic procedure. Her smile is precisely manufactured as an industrial product, designed to garner likes, followers, and validation in a virtual world. People swipe through dating apps at lightning speed, reducing love to an efficient matching game. In the workplace, they hide their true selves behind thick masks of professionalism to earn a promotion or respectable bonus. The entire world screams, "Look at me, love me, acknowledge me." Everyone is desperately trying to prove they possess what they do not yet truly have. They laugh too loudly, afraid their happiness will go unheard. They speak too quickly, terrified their opinions will become irrelevant in the next second. They are always performing, always reaching, forever seeking external proof of their own existence. On this colossal stage, driven by desire and anxiety, the inaction of the man on the bench becomes in itself a silent act of subversion. He doesn't need to prove his worth to anyone, for his sense of value is not built upon an external system of judgment. He doesn't need to chase fleeting pleasures, for his inner peace is the most enduring joy. He doesn't need to consume to fill an inner void, because his inner world is already abundant. His presence is like a smooth, cold mirror, placed abruptly in the middle of a chaotic marketplace. All who rush past him, all who are weary from the race and internally imbalanced, catch an inadvertent glimpse of their own frantic, needy, and anxious reflections. This reflection stirs in them a strange unease, even an unspoken offense, because the contentment of this man, his wanting for nothing, exposes the foundational logic upon which our entire society operates, a vast illusion built upon a sense of lack. He is the bug in the system, an anomaly that cannot be decoded, assimilated, or controlled. This is the first cry of his danger. How did he become this way? And why does he pose such a fatal threat to a system that depends on us perpetually wanting more? This is the mystery we shall now delve into, layer by layer. Part 2. The Chains of Desire, the meticulously designed logic of control. To understand the subversive power of the man who wants for nothing, we must first, honestly, even brutally, dissect the modern society we inhabit. Let us peel back the gentle veil of pursuing a better life and confront the cold, calculated logic of control architected by the collusion of commerce, politics, and culture. This system does not merely encourage you to want more. Its very survival and expansion require you to remain perpetually unfulfilled. Let us conduct a thought experiment. Imagine if, one day, every person on Earth suddenly achieved inner wholeness. They no longer needed to acquire new products to affirm their identity, no longer required likes on social media to validate their self-worth, and no longer needed to binge on endless entertainment to escape the emptiness of solitude. What would happen? The global consumer market would implode overnight. The advertising industry would lose its reason for being. Countless industries that thrive on manufacturing and selling anxiety would vanish. This colossal machine, whose only deity is growth, would begin to rust and seize, deprived of its essential fuel, the inexhaustible sense of lack in your heart and mind. Therefore, maintaining your dissatisfaction is your primary duty as a compliant component of this system. This is why, every time you unlock your phone, every feed you scroll through, every advertisement you see, is subtly engaged in a form of psychological programming. It whispers in your ear, "You're not good enough. But with this skincare product, you can have flawless skin. Your life is too dull, but if you buy this vacation package, you will experience true living. You are falling behind your peers, but if you enroll in this course, you will achieve a higher station in life." The masters of advertising understand this perfectly. They never sell products directly. They sell the cure for hope and fear. They first paint a precise, idealized vision of perfection, then cleverly highlight the gap between you and that vision, inducing feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. Finally, they present their product as the one and only bridge to close that gap. What you purchase is never just an item. It is a fleeting sense of security, a hollow promise. Niccolò Machiavelli, the political philosopher from over 5 centuries ago, had already penetrated to the deepest drivers of human nature in his masterwork, The Prince. He ruthlessly pointed out that the most effective tools for governing the masses are but 2 things: fear and hope. Make the populace fear punishment, and they will obey. Give them hope for a reward, and they will comply. This logic, from the Colosseum of ancient Rome to the consumerist society of today, has remained fundamentally unchanged. Politicians promise a utopian future, hope, while warning of dire consequences if you fail to follow them, fear. Corporations showcase the ideal life you could have with their product, hope, while implying social ostracization if you do not possess it, fear. This sophisticated system is like a vast psychological labyrinth in which we are all trapped, chasing a piece of cheese dangled just before our eyes, always just out of reach. We are conditioned to equate having with happiness, being seen with existing, and being busy with being valuable. However, the man who wants for nothing has seen through the nature of this game. He does not fear, for he has already accepted the worst possible outcomes. He does not hope, for the happiness he seeks is already rooted within him. He needs nothing from the external world, which renders all methods of control based on giving and taking away completely useless against him. You cannot buy him with money, for his material desires are minimal. You cannot tempt him with status, for he does not define himself by external titles. You cannot attack him with public opinion, for his internal system of evaluation is rock solid and impervious to external noise. You cannot even punish him with isolation, for he already finds deep peace in his own solitude. He has become Machiavelli's most intractable nightmare, a citizen who cannot be ruled. He is not an active rebel, but his very existence is the most radical refutation of the entire system of control. He instills a profound sense of panic in the power structures that depend on manipulating the desires of others, because he proves that the door to this seemingly impregnable prison was, in fact, always unlocked. Part 3. The Inner Alchemy. Reconciling with the Shadow. Reclaiming the True Self. So, how does one embark on this thorny path toward inner wholeness? It is not a sudden epiphany, but a profound inner alchemy. The psychologist Carl Jung called this process individuation, not about adding more to oneself, but about stripping away all that is false. The journey begins by confronting our persona, the social mask we wear to survive. We often mistake this mask for our true face, our happiness dependent on external approval. The first step is to become the master of the mask, not its prisoner. Beneath the mask lies the shadow, the repressed, dark parts of ourselves, our anger, jealousy, fear, and desires. Jung warned, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Most people flee their shadow, but the true seeker turns to face it, not to deny it, but to understand and integrate it. By transforming this destructive energy into constructive force, one becomes extraordinarily whole and powerful. By integrating these inner opposites, one finally arrives at the sanctuary of the self. This is the complete union of the conscious and unconscious, a harmony of light and dark. A person who reaches this state has a self-contained inner universe. He no longer needs anything from the external world to prove his existence, because his existence itself is the most solid proof. He is, at last, free. Part 4. The Silent Revolution. Becoming the uncontrollable, free soul. When a person completes this inner metamorphosis, he initiates a silent revolution. This revolution is not violent or loud, yet its subversive power is far greater than any external protest, for it shakes the very foundation of control, the manipulation of the human heart. Consider this wantless man. His love flows from inner abundance, not from a fear of loneliness, making him immune to emotional blackmail. His morality comes from inner harmony, not from rules, placing him beyond simple reward and punishment. His mind thinks independently, refusing to be programmed by any dogma or propaganda. His will is unshakable, because his self-worth is not tied to the world's judgment. This is the ultimate paradox. The one who relinquishes the chase for power gains the most authentic power. People instinctively respect what they cannot corrupt. The man who refuses the throne often commands more genuine reverence than the one who sits upon it. His very existence is a summons, whispering to every soul still struggling in the labyrinth, there is another way. This is the challenge laid before us. The real quest is not to become a celebrated success, but to become the one who needs nothing. Not because it makes you superior, but because it grants you ultimate freedom from being manipulated, from being sold to, from betraying your soul just to be accepted. Stop begging outwards. Turn your gaze inward and begin your own arduous, magnificent journey of individuation. Sit in stillness. Listen. Embrace your shadow. Do this not to seem enlightened, but so you can stop being used. Because when you no longer need anything, you are no longer controllable. In a world built on desire and fear, the man who wants for nothing is invulnerable. This world does not need more compliant sheep. It needs more whole lions. They are the ones who carry peace, not because they avoid the fight, but because they have already won the only one that truly matters, the war within. If you are listening to this, if you feel something deep inside you stir, good. That is your signal. The work begins now. Stay silent, stay solid, stay dangerous. For when a society starts to see a peaceful, whole person as dangerous, it is a sign that the society itself is sick, and you are the cure.